All right. So we are going to be solving systems of equations by substitution today. Um, so the first thing I want you to notice is this little squiggly line right here. When you see this, this is a curly bracket, and it indicates that these two equations here is a system. Okay. Now, I won't always write them because I may not be able to type them or something, but that's what that means. Up here, we have the steps on how to solve a system of equations by substitution. If I were you, I would always have these steps handy, which is why it's included in the slides. So the first one, it says solve for one variable in at least one equation if necessary. So in order, substitution is when you take a number or a variable or an expression and you put it into another place, like a placeholder. Okay. So when you have an equation, most times we substitute things like numbers into variables. So like 5 goes with x. If x equals 5, we'll put 5 where x goes. All right. But in this case, we are trying to get an ordered pair, which is a solution. So the first step is we're going to solve for one variable in at least one equation if necessary. So if you look at these two equations, they both have y equals something, which means that which means that y equals to 2x and y equals to x plus 5. So we do not need to solve for anything. It's already solved for. So now, since we can skip step number one, step number two says substitute the resulting expression into the other equation. So that means I am going to take this portion of the equation and put it where y goes because I'm saying that y equals 2x, y also equals x plus 5. So I am going to take x plus 5 and substitute it for y. All right. So now I have x plus 5 equal 2x. Now, if you notice, we only have the variable x at this point, right? We only have the variable x. So that means we are now going to solve for x, which is step number 3. We're going to solve the equation to get the value of the first variable. So we do that by getting all the x's together and then the constant. So here I am going to subtract x because x is positive. All right. And that brings down a 5 equals 2x minus x is just x. So our first answer or value that we found is x equals 5. All right. So I know I need an ordered pair. So I'm going to go ahead and just put 5 comma and I'm going to leave that side blank. Now we're on to step number 4. It says substitute that value into one of the original equations. So let's be clear that the original equation is y equals 2x and y equals x plus 5. I am going to take the value of x and substitute it into one of these two equations, only one. All right. And you can do the first one or the second one. Y equals 2x is the one I'm going to choose, and I am going to substitute x with 5. So y equals 2 times 5, and then 2 times 5 is 10, so y equals 10. And that is the solution to this equation. Now, it says for the last step that we need to check our work. How we check our work is by substituting both of these numbers where they go for x and y. So the first one is y equals 2x. I'm trying to see if I get the same number on each side. So if y is 10 and x is 5, 10 equals 5 times 2 is 10. So that one checks out. The second one is y equals x plus 5. Y is 10, all right? X is 5 plus 5. 5 plus 5 does equal 10, so that one checks out as well.